Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations are in order to Nikki Haley. She officially won the GOP primary in the swamp. I hope she's very proud about her swamp victory. No one else seems to care except Democrats for some reason. NBC News reports Nikki Haley gets first 2024 win in Washington, D.C. GOP primary. Oh boy, are you guys ready for this one? I'm going to give a shout out to No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen. Perhaps he should change his name to No Context with Brian Tyler Cohen. He said, wow, Nikki Haley just won her first primary, defeating Trump by a massive 30-point margin, 63-33 in D.C. This is going to send Trump into a meltdown. You see, here's the problem. Anybody who follows this guy and legitimately thinks he's telling you the truth, this guy's ripping you off. I can tell you, how do I know he's actually lying intentionally? Anybody who actually looked at the data and chose to tweet a metric would not give you the percentages because the percentages are meaningless. Why? Let me pull up the DC let me see if we have here DC primary results. Nikki Haley certainly got that 63% with 1,274 votes to Donald Trump's 676. Oh, you're saying about 1,900 or 2,000 people voted in total in a city of what, 700,000? The GOP primary was effectively non-existent. It was pointless. Why would not Brian Tyler Cohen just say Nikki Haley won by 600 votes? That's not really impressive, is it? It sounds like it's very close. He won't tweet Nikki Haley got 1,000 votes. He won't tweet she won by 600. Instead, he'll tweet 63-33%.
Massive victory.
Massive victory. Congratulations, Nikki Haley, on winning a couple hundred people more in a place Donald Trump doesn't think matters and didn't want to campaign in anyway.
I hope she enjoys the 19 delegates. I really feel like that's going to turn this whole thing around for her.
I was actually surprised there were 1,800 Republicans in D.C.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That was the buried lead to me.
Take a look at this. I got for you the 2022 Cook Partisan Voting Index, and it was literally just there. There we go. Let's take a little mosey on over to, there's West Virginia. Hey. You love West Virginia. Look at this. What's it? R plus 22 in 2022. And West Virginia's first is R plus 23. How about that? But take a look at their DC. Now, DC does not have a rating because it's a federal jurisdiction. But take a look at this. Can we zoom in anymore? There we go. So here's Maryland 4, D plus 40. Here's Maryland 8, D plus 29. Here's Virginia's 11th, D plus 18. And Virginia's 8th, D plus 26. And DC is right there in the middle. Naturally.
It's just a Republican stronghold.
93% Democrat votes. 93%. Donald Trump is going to go campaign for the swamp monster Republicans. Why?
It'd be a waste of a weekend leading up to Super Tuesday.
Exactly.
There's no reason to do that, especially when, you're all important, you're all beautiful. Look, 19 delegates is really not make or break right now.
19 delegates, that's not nothing. I mean, 19. Okay, she said 43 to Trump's 200 and something. Okay, but the bigger issue is, why are the Democrat pundits acting like Nikki Haley actually won something? This is how they keep default liberals locked in a stupor. So now you're going to have liberals going around being like, whoa, hey, did you hear Nikki Haley beat Trump by 30 points? She might win. And you're going to be like, oh, she won by 600 votes in a Democrat district, a 92% Democrat area. Okay, means nothing. Super Tuesday is going to be tomorrow. Trump's going to it's going to be a blowout. It's a waste of our time. There shouldn't even be a primary at this point. Nikki Haley should just go away and Trump would be the nominee. But because of her, we're wasting time. So congratulations, Nikki.
Well, that's her job. Her job's to waste time. Her job's to damage Trump. So she's doing a smashing job of it. Although I feel like the DC victory was a bit of a textbook Pyrrhic victory. Like, you somehow have Donald Trump, who's a billionaire, who was already president. So normally you would think, oh, that person, he's got the incumbent problems. They've allowed a guy who was president, who's got $1 gazillion, to be the outsider. Like, what a gift to him that she went in and won the home district of war pigs and swamp rats. It's perfect. Pigs. And so Trump's like, yeah,
the swamp
I'm the
doesn't
outsider.
Like me.
Exactly.
Take it to the swamp.
Trump wouldn't want to win in DC.
Right. It was actually fantastic for him to have lost DC. Now, I will give props to Nikki. She is doing what only 1% or one person before her has successfully done. I call it the full Mondale. So Walter Mondale lost statewide election in every single state in the entire country. So he lost 49 states in D.C. in 84, but he won Minnesota. So he was almost there to the full Mondale. And then he ran for Senate in 2002, and he lost to Norm Coleman. So he added Minnesota to the map. He's lost statewide election in every single state in the country. Nikki Haley is going to be the first woman in history to have lost statewide election in every state.
Just in time for Women's History Month. Let's go, Nikki Haley.
Props to you, Nikki. No one can take that away from you.
When's Women's History Month?
It's March. Welcome to Women's History Month.
I'm offended by that. It's Irish History Month.
Yeah. Well, last year for Women's History Month, I just profiled conservative women who opted to stay home with their family or campaigned, Phil Schlafly campaigned against the ERA. This year, I think I'm going to profile evil women who actively hurt other women. Probably, Margaret Sanger, a bunch of female poisoners, things like that.
Women who you're glad are history.
Yeah, women who I feel like feminists should talk about more, and instead they sort of stuff them in the background.
You know what's funny about feminism is that feminism has a bias in favor of itself, because women who choose to stay home and be homemakers or be more traditional are not writing blogs and not in the media. Feminists are, so what happens? You will see a disproportionate amount of feminists arguing they're successful. Mm-hmm. That's just it.
And their feminist friends pat them on the back and say, yeah, you're doing a great job.
Well, no, the feminists are writing articles saying being feminist is great. I have no kids and life's never been better. Meanwhile, there's a woman who's got 3 kids, fulfilled and very happy in a loving relationship, and she is not writing articles for the New York Times about how great life is being single. So all of these younger women are seeing all these articles saying don't get married. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. But then you'll meet women who go to, their female relatives or their moms or their grandmothers and say what do you think I should do? And they would say, I really enjoyed having children. It brought me to you. These are good things. I mean, there is a disparity there. It's one of the things that bothered me about Nikki Haley's campaign. She had her whole moment where she said, these heels are my weapons or something like that. She's dabbling in that sort of light female empowerment that I just don't care about and actually find kind of a deterrence from a candidate. If your policies are good, talk about them, but don't suddenly bring your gender into it unless you are hoping to sort of engage with the more moderate or more socially progressive part of your party.
Well, I think you have elucidated why the average single liberal woman is so angry. It's because she was sold a lie. Mm-hmm. She was told, look, you don't need to have a long-lasting relationship. You can have consequence-free sex. You can kill your unborn baby. You can have this great career. And then you'll be empowered and you'll have everything you ever wanted. And millions of people bought into this lie. And then they get to be 40 to 45 years old. They really can't have kids anymore. They thought this career that was going to fulfill them was going to make everything right. It's not. They're disappointed. They're unmarried. They're living alone. They're angry and they're bitter. And they have every right to be.
Yeah.
There was an article I read a few years ago where it said, women are struggling to find men. Women in their 30s are struggling to find men who make as much money as they do. And I was just thinking it was a New York Post article, and I thought, have they not figured out why that is? You're a woman who is 33. You're making $60,000 a year. You are trying to find a man your own age who makes the same amount of money. Ma'am, a 33-year-old guy who's making $60K is dating a 28-year-old. He's dating a 26-year-old. He's dating a younger woman. The younger woman dates the older guy. This is how it's always been. And I'm not saying it's good, but it's a tendency that younger women date older guys. Older guys have more status, more wealth, more access. Younger women get access to that by virtue of being younger, attractive women. And the women who are in their 30s are surprised they can't find anybody. And I got ragged on by the left when I read the article and pointed this out. And I'm like, if you're in your 30s, the answer is really simple. You got to find a guy who's in his 40s or 50s. And then you're going to find a guy who's like, I got the younger girl, and it's you. But they're trying to find men their own age who make the same amount of money, but they're not offering. A guy who's in his 30s, who's making 60, 70K, probably wants a family. So he's not looking for someone who's got a job and making a salary. But of course, the leftists will get very, very offended at the notion because they want to believe. I'll put it this way. It's really simple. When I make a video and I say something like that, the reason why I don't get all of the trad wives screaming in my face is because they aren't making videos. They're raising kids. And the reason why you get so many angry feminists is because that's what they do. They're in media and they're working jobs and they're offended that you would dare question their choices or whatever, or argue that in some way they're going down the wrong path. Here's the thing. I don't care what they do. Ladies, You want to have a vlog and not get married and buy a bunch of cats? Like, literally don't care. However, if they're now coming out in these interviews complaining, I can't do this for these reasons, and I point out here's why, they get mad because the reality is, for what they claim to want, they are on the wrong track.
Right. And no one wants to be told, hey, you made a mistake 3 years, like you made a wrong turn back there. There's no way to recover from that. I mean, in a lot of these cases, you'd have to have the self-awareness to say, like, I actually did buy into a lie and I'm going to do my best to correct it, knowing that certain doors may be closed to me. And that's very hard to accept. It's much easier to,
What's Nikki Haley's
blame
excuse?
the messenger. What do you mean?
Why? She's clearly not going to win. Is it the I'm going to keep sitting here appearing on TV? I won't endorse Trump. Is she hoping he goes to prison?
I mean, she's spending someone else's money. So either she's been promised that Trump is out, that something's going to happen to him, or it doesn't matter because what else is she going to be doing?
Well, look at her trajectory. She was in Trump's administration. She was UN ambassador. And the left decided that they were going to destroy everyone who was ever involved with Trump. They were going to go and put them in jail, file criminal charges against them, make it impossible to hire them. You can think of case after case after case where this happened. So Nikki Haley has a problem there. She was a Republican. She had a good reputation. She went and worked for Trump. She could see the writing on the wall. What better way to turn that around and give herself a second act in her career than to do a heel turn on Trump? She'll be the left-wing media darling. She's going to get on all the corporate boards. She's going to get on MSNBC and CNN. So from a total self-interest perspective, I think it's worked great for her.
But if she doesn't learn how to talk while moving her mouth, because she does that thing where she keeps her teeth straight and she talks through her teeth like this, they're not going to want to put her on TV because it's very off-putting. Have you noticed that?
Maybe she'll become a radio host. No video.
Her teeth just don't. She like doesn't move her jaw when she talks, so her teeth just stay there. And it's really weird.
Then you throw in the 2-finger point that she likes to do, which drives me bonkers. I feel like I'm being lectured.
It is funny
I'm being lectured by a third-grade teacher.
Yeah, it's funny how political candidates get like their own signature hand gesture.
The Trump accordion's fantastic.
I love the accordion.
Or like the Obama like finger thumb thing. Like they have their signature hand gestures.
He stole that from Bill Clinton.
Yep.
The thumb. I feel your pain.
Wow, he was totally groomed by the Clintons. Obama. I didn't think about it at the time, but
he had all the outward effects of Clinton.
Very hard for border security. So important.
I can't turn it off because TikTok's made me do a capture.
We've already started building the wall. We built large sections, and we're fixing up a lot of other sections that are a mess.
So you have ports of entry, and we have great security at the ports of entry. And then you may have fencing or walls up and down, left and right.
Okay, so for those that are just listening, and all you're hearing is Trump talk and weird accordion sounds, Trump does the thing where his hands go left and right. So several years, this is 7 years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Wow. 7 years ago. This is 2017. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It was 2020. Okay, it's only 4 years ago.
But it felt like 7 years ago.
4 years ago. They made this video of Trump going, ree, ree, ree. Oh, I love it. Those are the good old days.
The internet's a really amazing place. The creativity. If someone's like, I'm going to spend a couple, I don't know how long, hours, minutes, just making sure an accordion is there this whole time.
You got to love the memes. We talk about all the things the founders might see today and roll in their graves about it, but look at the political cartoons they had back then.
No, they'd love meme culture.
Memes are amazing. The depth, the resolution in memes, the information contained in them.
It.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Do you think information needs to become popular in order to qualify it as a meme? Because like sometimes there'll be a picture. I don't think of it as a meme until it goes viral, and then I'm like, oh, now it has become a meme, like a mind.
Well, meme is just it's like gene, but for idea. That's what it means.
Oh, gene like genetics.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was Richard Dawkins who coined it. So it would have to be viral.
No.
Oh, so you okay?
So the reason why Trump's the meme magic of 2015, 2016 worked so well is you could condense an entire political argument down into a single image. That image is a meme. It's like a genetic, it's mimetic information that is condensed into a single piece of information, into a single picture. You share that picture, and it would be something like, a guy pole vaulting over the Rio Grande, and someone just makes an image, and it's a guy pole vaulting over the Rio Grande, and that makes a massive political argument just in and of itself. that when shared, people will laugh and understand. We have a serious problem on the southern border, and someone has presented the absurdity as a form of humor. And there were other ones which were way better. Trump was really good at this, posting things that hit like 17 different areas all at once. And the Trump supporters were really good at this. The left was terrible. The left is still famous for their memes having just massive walls of text to break down and describe what's going on because they don't know how to condense that into a joke, or they're not allowed to.
Yeah, they're not funny, which makes making memes really hard if you're not allowed to be funny.
Would you consider Pepe the meme, the green frog guy?
He was a meme in that he represented, he as a character, he could represent a bunch of different ideas and a bunch of different circumstances you might find yourself in. So it condensed a bunch of apolitical ideas. But then you give Pepe, an American flag, and now the Pepe is a character that represents like a person and an experience, and then you put him in a certain circumstance. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.